Namo Buddhaya and welcome to this session, Buddha's Path of Freedom from Suffering. It's an introductory session, so welcome to this session. If you're watching it live via YouTube Live or you're watching a recording, Namo Buddhaya and most welcome to this session. Let us start. Okay, so just a disclaimer. Okay, first of all, let us take a moment to pay homage to Buddha, the fully realized one, and whose knowledge we are discussing here, and all the bodhisattvas, Buddhas, all the Buddhas and all the bodhisattvas who are helping us on our path to liberation and freedom from suffering. Okay, so let us start. Just a bit small introduction about me. I am a Dhamma student. I am learning Dhamma myself, and I'm also a helping professional. I spent 15 years of my life in Mumbai. I was born in Jodhpur in Rajasthan, and I spent 15 years in Mumbai after completing my CA. And I got a spiritual shift in around 2019, and I co-founded Lighthouse Souls with my wife and my biggest support, Jaya. Now, my life mission is to spread the teachings of the Buddha with as many people as possible and help more and more people get started on the Buddha's path. Make it as easy as I can for them to get started on the path. So these teachings, what Buddha's pure teachings, were lost and over time, and were also suppressed by certain sections of the society because of their petty interests were getting affected. So it's time that these teachings reach the audience that they deserve, and there are so many people, including me, who are suffering in life, and Buddha's path is very clear path that he has given to come out of the suffering. So my aim is to spread these teachings through my YouTube channel, as well as through the session, this session, as well as I do live sessions every day, same time, Monday is this session, and Tuesday to Friday this the day live session that I do, where we talk about Buddha's Dhamma, and so that we all can practice together on this path, right? So this is just a bit about my introduction. What is the agenda of the session? We'll discuss certain things, like, before we proceed, some pointers, then some points on Buddha's life. Then we discuss the core teaching, Four Noble Truths and Noble Eightfold Path. Now, these two core teachings are there in any of the traditions that you follow of Buddhism. Even like after Buddha's demise, the pure teachings were preserved in the Theravada tradition, which I follow and I practice in. But there were also other kind of traditions that sprung up, like Mahayana tradition, which is like the Zen and the Pure Land and other many traditions that were that were created. In all these traditions, person will realize that they all have one thing common, which is the Four Noble Truths and the Noble Eightfold Path. And this is the core teaching of the Buddha, right? So even in Pali canon, which is the original teachings of the Buddha, there are some 84,000 discourses. All the discourses come back to these Four Noble Truths and Noble Eightfold Path. So if you want to start studying Buddha's teachings, just dedicate yourself to studying these two things. And in this presentation, I am giving you the details on how to get started. What are these two things? Then we talk about the five precepts that Buddha asked everyone to follow. Then in Buddha's teachings, meditation has a lot of importance, right? So because meditation, what it does, it refines, purifies our mind. It's through our mind that all the deeds and all the wrong things happen, through our speech and through our body. So what we have to do is we have to purify our mind, make the mind one pointed. For that, there is this practice of meditation that Buddha suggests, and we'll discuss a very, very easy and simple meditation, which is breath meditation. And I will give you instructions, and then we will do a 10-minute guided meditation, right? Okay. And then I will give you practical starting instructions on how you can start on the Buddha's path, right? And then uh, we just have a Q&A and close, right? Okay. So before we proceed, there are a few points. It will be kind of it may not even be a 1 hour session. This will be kind of a 45-minute session, right? And I will be covering the core teachings. See, I don't want to overload you with too much information. I will share the core teachings that will help you get started on the path, right? Buddha's path is totally practical, right? So it's not about any blind faith, any rituals, any pujas, any worships. It's basically your conduct. Change your conduct, do good deeds, good actions, good thoughts, and stay away from bad things. So what are the things? I will help you get started. Okay. Okay, recording will be available, so don't worry about the recording and everything. Recording will be available on YouTube. If you want the PPT, I'll provide you the PPT, no problem. Just reach out to me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number 7700953810, and I will just ask me for the PPT, and I'll share the link to the PPT. Right? Uh, Question answer we will discuss at the end. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, just leave it in the chat. Just a second. Right? So I've mentioned that. If you have any questions, just leave it in the chat and I will answer them at the towards the end. Okay? Okay. Now, Buddha's teachings got lost and suppressed, especially in India. Now see the irony, the country in which Buddha got enlightened, in this country itself, Buddha's knowledge has totally evaporated. And that is one reason that I was very lost and frustrated when I came to Buddha's teachings and I saw the depth of these teachings. And I saw that Buddha got enlightened in India and spent most of his time in India. 45 years he spent in India. And now this knowledge, this body of knowledge, this teaching has spread over the world. Like there are people, when I was participating in a retreat, and there were like people from so many countries, like online retreat by Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh in 2019. I saw people. Okay, okay, Namo Buddhaya, Sandhya ji, Namo Buddhaya. Thank you for joining. Okay, so in that retreat, I was seeing people from all the nationalities: US, UK, people from Australia, people from Hong Kong, people from Vietnam, small countries. But from India, there were only two people, me and one lady. And that was my question. Why Buddha's teachings got lost? And then when I studied, I understood. I came to understand this. See, first of all, Buddha, you know, kind of challenged the status quo in India, that the Brahminical caste, they were like held to be the people who could do the worship and all the rituals, and only they can do the rituals, right? And they used to oppress the poor people, right, making them pay so much for the pujas and everything. And they said only we can take a soul to heaven. Buddha said this is all wrong, right? He totally. And now then the Vedas, these Vedas, they have contained these points like making animal sacrifices. Buddha said this is wrong, absolutely wrong. And he had that courage because he was a person, he had left everything. He was see, he had nothing to lose. What person fears is a person who has something to lose. He had nothing to lose, so he challenged all these wrong practices, all this varna vyavastha that is there in the Vedas, that there are some four castes. You are born in a particular caste, and then there is a segment which is not recognized at all. They are like untouchables, and they used to beat the untouchables even if their hand slightly rubbed you. A person of the higher caste, they used to beat the untouchable. Buddha said stop this nonsense, and he totally rejected the Vedas. And that is why the people who are whose business interests got affected, people who have made business in the name of religion, they were totally they did not like the Buddha, right? Because their business was getting affected. No, their business was all about charging money for doing all these pujas and keeping people in all these chakkar, right? So that's why Buddhism completely, they ensured that it gets suppressed and lost from India. But what happened is the knowledge was so powerful that it went and spread across the world till China, Japan, and all. Then towards Australia, you check in Australia, there are so many Buddhist monasteries. How come country like Australia, so far away from India, it has so much? You go to US and there are so many monasteries, so much flourishing Buddhism. My only question was why in my country, where Buddha got enlightened, a saint like Buddha who has given the knowledge to the entire world, why in my country Buddha's knowledge is not practiced, right? And that was my frustration, and that is how I came into this, right? That this knowledge has to be shared. Whoever can benefit will benefit. Whoever doesn't benefit, they will not benefit. That's no problem. Okay, now understand this. Some see these points we need to be clear because there is a lot of misinformation that is spread about Buddha. There is even some text, Vishnu Puran, where it is written that Buddha's knowledge is for the Rakshasas. Why? And I want to find the person who has written this. These are same person whose business interests were affected from Buddha's teachings, right? If you study the teachings, there is nothing like that. But they have written all these things to, you know, to create a perception in the mind of people, right? So Buddha, then another thing, when people were moving towards Buddhism, these pundits and all their interests were affected. So they said it is ninth avatar of Vishnu. He is ninth avatar of Vishnu, so that people come and move. Buddha never claimed that he is God. Buddha said, whatever I have realized is after lot of penance over various lives, right? So as a human, he did lot of effort, and in that particular life, he was almost destined to awaken, right? So in the Jatak tales, you can actually find out how much Buddha was like penance that he has done. Right? So he was never claimed to be God. He never asked to worship. He never said, do any blind faith or any worship or any rituals or make statues of me. It is after him that people started worshipping and made statues and all. That is wrong. There is no such concept in Buddhism. Right? Actually, there is no Buddhism. There is Buddha's teachings. Right? And later on, people make it Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism. Right? Buddha was a pure teacher, a teacher who had found the way. And he said to his students that this is the way out of suffering. I have found the way. Now I am giving this way to you. You implement it at your end to get free of suffering. I will not walk your path. Right? Buddha never said that you worship me and I will give you salvation, like other masters like Jesus and all said. Right? Buddha said that I am a teacher. I am showing you the path. You have to do your homework. Right? So that is what we have to do as students of Buddha. Buddha said, be your own savior. Don't depend on anyone else. Other religions and other practices, they make you dependent on some external thing. Buddha said, no, be your own savior. Appo deepo bhava. Be your own lamp. Be your own practice should be so strong that you don't need to depend on anyone else. Right? Okay, important, very, very important thing. Some people are also going on the reverse. They try to convert people to Buddhism. There is no need to convert to any religion, to any Buddhism, to follow Buddha's teachings. You can practice your religion very well and take whatever positive you can take from Buddha's teachings and implement in your life. See, Buddha's teachings is all about mindfulness. Buddha's teachings is all about compassion. Buddha's teaching is all about impermanence. All these things are already also there in other religions. But the way Buddha has brought about it in a clear path, like the Four Noble Truths, Noble Eightfold Path, you can take over whatever good you find. Continue your religion. Don't fall into the trap of people who say that if you want to practice Buddha's teachings, you have to come in Buddhism. That is totally wrong. Stay away from those people also. Right? Okay. Now let's come to Buddha's life story. Right? Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Any questions that you have, you can put in the live chat and I will answer it towards the end. Now let's come to a brief about Buddha's life story. Now he was born in a royal family with all the pleasures. He was born as a son of King Sudodana in Nepal, in Lumbini, around 560 BC. Now when he born, his father got the prediction, got something, some insight. Someone told him that either this boy will either become a great ruler of kingdoms, right? He'll conquer the world, or he will become a monk, right? So his father definitely did not want him to become a monk. No king would want his child to become a monk. So what his father said that, okay, no problem. I will give him all the pleasures, all the luxuries. I will shield him from all suffering. So he did that. But at age of 29, when Buddha was 29, something happened. He went outside and he saw four sights. An old man, a sick man, one dying man, and fourth is a wandering ascetic. And seeing that, he realized that life is suffering. No matter how much you say that life is all joy and all peace and all happiness, within that happiness is the suffering. For example, right? Uh, 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 just think that you want to get a promotion in your job. The very thought of getting a promotion creates a subtle anxiety in you, subtle greed in you, subtle anxiety that, and subtle, you know, kind of confusion that if I don't get this promotion, then what? All these things start. And once you get the promotion, the joy lasts for a few days. And then again, the same thing happens, right? You feel incomplete. So, life at all, the birth, we'll come to the Four Noble Truths, it was all suffering. The sooner that we realize that life is suffering, the easier it becomes for us. This the more we are into this delusion that these objects that are there in life, they will give me happiness, the more I will keep creating more and more suffering for myself. So now Buddha was had a very, very deep perception, right? People like you and me, we don't have even 0.001% of the perception that Buddha had. So we see old people, sick people every day. It doesn't occur to us that it's all suffering, but Buddha had, because he was Buddha, right? He became Buddha later on. He was Siddhartha Gautama at that time. So he left home to search for that only one question: how can I end suffering? Now, important thing, you will think that he left his home and wife and son, just, he was so selfish. No, his search was a bigger search, not only for himself, but for all beings, because he saw that all beings are suffering. What is the solution to this? So then at the 6 years he traveled, he met various teachers, he met two teachers. They also could not help him beyond a point. Then he did extreme practices. He made the mistake and he realized the mistake that no, you should not harm your body so much. So those people who tell him God, God and all, so he was no God. He made his own mistakes. He learned from them. If he would have been God, then he would not have been making all these mistakes. No. So he made all the mistakes. He contacted teachers who could not give him full knowledge. Then finally he was frustrated. And he said, now I will sit under this tree and I will just, let's see what happens. But I will only meditate. And it was in his meditation in Bodhi tree, under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Finally, he got awakened. He got the three knowledges, right? And he got the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths, the Noble Eightfold Path. He realized that the sentient beings, they get born and die basis their deeds. He got this deep knowledge. It's not, he realized that no puja, no worship you do can change it. It's all your karmas, it's all your deeds. And then he got the realization, okay, all these people, they are like, they are banging their head in suffering. They don't know the way out. Now I found the way. Four Noble Truths, Noble Eightfold Path. Right? And then once he got awakened, he was given the name of Buddha. Buddha means the awakened one, the enlightened one. And this name was given to him by whom? By the children of that village where Buddha got enlightened. Now he delivered his after enlightenment. He was confused who to deliver this knowledge to, because the teachers, he thought those both those teachers had expired. So then he realized that there were five friends who helped him. So he said, let me give the knowledge to the five friends. So in Sarnath, he traveled to Sarnath, which is near Varanasi. There he delivered the first discourse, Dhamma Chakra Pavatana Sutta. Right? And this is the discourse where he said about the Four Noble Truths and Noble Eightfold Path. And when he said this, it is said, and it is given in the discourse, that 10,000 world systems shook. And it is said that the wheel of the Dhamma had started. And this wheel can never be turned back by any gods, maras, brahmins, recluses, or anyone in the world. That means the wheel of Dhamma Buddha started at Sarnath. And when we are discussing the Dhamma, we are reading the Dhamma, practicing the Dhamma, we are keeping that wheel moving, right? So that was the first. I visited Sarnath in September 2023. It was an amazing experience going there, being in that energy, the place where Buddha delivered his first discourse. Okay, then he traveled for 45 years in entire Northwest India, right? And entire that range of Bihar, UP, and all these areas, right? Just he came, he met people, he delivered knowledge. No expectation, no money. It's just he is keeping delivering knowledge. And the language that he used was Pali, because that was the language that was at that time prevalent. And then he created something like a sangha. Sangha is what? Sangha is people coming together to continue the Dhamma, right? Keep sharing, because Buddha knew that after his death, somebody has to continue the Dhamma. So he created an institution called the Sangha. Sangha comprises group of monks, nuns, lay people like us, laymen and laywomen, who continue discussing the Dhamma and keep the Dhamma wheel moving, right? So this is about Buddha's life. Then he attained Parinibban in Kushinagar at the age of 80 years. And after his death, the teachings were compiled, arranged by his co-disciples like Ananda, Mahamoggallana, and those disciples. And they were preserved in the Pali canon. So what I share in my videos, all the videos that I share every day, 9 p.m. on this channel, you will find these are one by one. I'm sharing the discourses, my learnings of the individual discourses, like middle discourse 40, middle discourses 42, middle discourse 43, middle discourse 44, right? Okay. Now, this is about Buddha's life story. Now, let us talk about the Buddha's Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths of Buddha? Let us discuss. First noble truth, existence of suffering. Everything has suffering within it. You may want to accept it or not accept. That's no totally perfectly fine. But just be with it, right? Don't judge it. Because when you deeply reflect in it, every joy has the seeds of suffering within it, right? So life contains suffering. Life is suffering. Now, this is not pessimistic. Is this pessimistic? Some people say, oh, Buddha's knowledge is all pessimistic, right? He always talks about suffering and all. See, Buddha is realistic. If you have some like a heart disease, and the doctor, you go to the doctor and you show to the doctor, and doctor says, no, all fine, keep eating all the fried foods and processed foods, and have samosas and everything, no problem. Would you go to that doctor again? No. Buddha is basically a realist. It's said in Hindi, बुद्ध का ज्ञान न नास्तिक है न आस्तिक है, right? Some people blame him as nastic, avoid his knowledge. First you understand what is his knowledge, then you tell him बुद्ध न नास्तिक है न आस्तिक है, बुद्ध वास्तविक है. जो चीज जैसी है, the thing that is there as is, he tells, right? So one is existence of suffering. This is the first truth he got. Second, cause of suffering. So he discovered that the cause of the suffering that we have in our life is craving. What the craving that we have done from all the various lives. So in Buddhism, in Buddha's teaching, there is a lot of importance given to this fact of karma, cause and effect. There is a cause and there is an effect. So whatever you have done all these lives, you have done a lot of craving. This craving keeps you bound in samsara, right? When you come in Buddha's teachings, you slowly discover this is, see how much I crave for uh, my family members, love, money, power, sex, all these things I keep craving. Good food, keep craving. Experiences, pleasurable experiences, I keep, and this keeps me bound in samsara. I keep being born again and again and again just to experience all these cravings. So if I have to finish my business in this samsara, I have to understand what is the cause. For example, if heart disease is there, you doctor tells you this is the source of the heart disease, that you eat a lot of fried stuff and you don't exercise. Then the person realizes, okay, this is the cause, right? And then he can work on it. Cessation. This is the third noble truth Buddha realized. Suffering can end. This suffering can end. So if you have a heart disease, this heart disease can be put to end. If it could not be put to end, then the Buddha's teaching would end here at point number 3. It would not go from here, right? And this is the motivation that we all have. And actually, see, what I realize is only those people come to Buddha's teachings who have seen a lot of suffering in their life. Otherwise, they will not come into this, right? So once I know, and this was primarily my reason of coming here, One was definitely the why it's not spread in India, but the first thing was suffering, knowing that, oh, there is this person, there is this guy who moved, left everything in search of that one question. Right? Third is cessation of suffering. Fourth is the way. Now, the doctor tells you that it can end, but you want the medicine, no? Then, okay, give me the medicine. So the medicine is the path, the way. And what is that path? The path is the Noble Eightfold Path. So when Buddha delivered his first sermon at Sarnath, he said, I have friends, I have found the way. Existence, cause, cessation, the way to cessation. Now, what is the way to cessation? It's the Noble Eightfold Path. Now, what is Noble Eightfold Path? Basically, it's a interconnected eight paths, right? It's like, think of a coil, right? You have a coil, electrical coil. It's like you have various wires which are intertwined in that. One wire, it has like eight wires which are intertwined in that one coil, right? So it's all interconnected eight paths. But now, for the ease of understanding, we can divide into 3 points. What 3 points? First is, and this is, friends, this is the core of Buddha's teaching. If you understand this, if you grasp this, you've like done like, I will say 60-70% of the work. Essential thing is not to get stuck in theory. A lot of people I see in Buddha's teachings, they get stuck in the theory of the Buddha's teachings. They keep debating. And not only in Buddha's teachings, all the practices you have to implement. These are all implementable. First thing, ethical conduct. Ethical conduct means your conduct should be right. Forget about past. Now, please make your conduct good. Right? How conduct should be good? Right speech. I will discuss each one thing. Speech, right action. Whatever action you do with your body, right livelihood, right way of livelihood. So that is ethical conduct. Now, you cannot expect to achieve freedom from suffering if you do all the wrong things. So the first step is ethical conduct. Your conduct should be right. Second, mental development. What is mental development is right effort, right? Your effort should be right, right? Right mindfulness. Your mindfulness should be correct. You should be mindful, right? You should be aware, right? You should not be mindless. What all wrong things happen is, uh, harshness of speech and a lot of things is when we are not mindful. Third is right concentration. Right concentration is that our mind should be concentrated. I'll come to this later, next slide. Then, so the second thing is mental development, making the mind one pointed. Third is wisdom. Wisdom is what? Again, two things: right view, seeing things in the right way, and right thinking. That means right thought. So basically, three things: right ethical conduct, mental development, and wisdom. These are the three elements. Ethical conduct is the first step. Mental development is training our mind. Only when the first and second is there, then the wisdom will arise. You don't do first and second, the third one will not happen. And how do you get liberated? It's through wisdom. It's through insight. But for getting the insight, you have to do the earlier steps. Right? Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to share in the chat and I will answer that. Just a second. Towards the end, I will answer the questions in the chat. Okay. Okay. So let's come to the three elements. Now let's come to the Noble Eightfold Path. One by one, let's understand the paths. First path is right speech. Right speech basically is four things, right? Do not lie, right? We create a lot of karmas through our speech, right? So do not lie. Do not use any harsh speech, angry speech, right? We will not speak in anger. We will restrain our speech, right? So basically, it's all about Buddha's teaching is all about restraining our faculties, sense faculties. Earlier, when we were mindless, what happened was we keep, doing all the things mindlessly. Now we need to be mindful of our speech. We will not lie. We will not use harsh speech. We will not use speech that creates division between people. We will not practice idle speech. Don't use speech that creates division. Dividing people, dividing communities never creates a lot of karma. No idle speech. Do not use just gossip. Some people just gossip, talk nonsense. That is all. That is also we should not do. Right action. Right action means do not kill. Do not kill any living being, any sentient being. That means any human being, any animal, any insect. Do not kill. And this also extends to do not be cruel, not extreme cruelty. Right? Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not steal someone's property. Right? Even someone's work that someone is doing, someone has done, and you are using it. You are using a credit for. Give him the credit for it, right? Sometimes what you do in office, someone else has done the work, but you take the credit of it. No, tell that this person has done the work. I have built on this work, right? Okay. Do not do any sexual misconduct, right? No sexual misconduct, right? Any form of rape, molestation, any incest, all those things, any adultery, stay away from those things, right? Right livelihood. Earn money in the right way without creating suffering for others, right? Earn money in the right way. Think when you are doing something, think, am I creating suffering for myself or others? Especially others. Whatever work I do. So do not, like Buddha said, do not engage in occupations involving like weapons, arms and ammunition, gambling, right? Even astrology, soothsaying, making predictions, right? This confuses people, changes their belief system. Do not like business of alcohol or business of like frauds, like they have a lot of cyber frauds and all, people who are engaged in that. So do not in do any business which is includes trickery, right? All these things. Right effort. Prevent. Now what is right effort is prevent or abandon unwholesome mind states. That means, see, in our mind, there are two kinds of states. One is an unwholesome mind state, which is blame, anger, lust. They arise from time to time, right? So, what we have to do is that we have to prevent those states from arising. If they have arisen, then we have to abandon them. There are specific ways how you can do that. All is covered in detail in I've covered in my videos on my channel, right? And I have a Buddha Teachings Level 1 course that also there also I have covered, right? So we prevent them from arising and abandon those states from arising. And second is arise or elongate unwholesome mind states. That means if we deliberately try to to that whole, see, all the negative and positive qualities are there in our unconscious. Even a criminal has the positive qualities. In this life, he has not got the environment to practice those qualities. The seed form, both things are available. You think you are all good, you don't know what the seeds of wrong negative qualities are there in you, right? So everyone has a bright side and a dark side. So what we are trying, we try to shine our bright side, work on shining our bright side, and we try to abandon the dark side, right? So we continue to work on, like for example, positive compassion, kindness, we try to arise them, and we try to elongate. If they have arisen, we elongate them. That is right effort. Then right mindfulness. Right mindfulness is being aware of your mind, being aware of whatever is happening in this present moment, of body, mind, feelings. So there is a Satipatthana Sutta which describes it very clearly. What you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your body, breath, feelings, one at a time. Right? Just be aware. In this moment, what is happening? In this moment, I'm sitting. In this moment, I'm thinking. In this moment, what I'm breathing. Just try to be more and more aware. Now, all these things, it will not happen in one day. But when you start on the Buddha's path, slowly, slowly, those changes you will be able to bring. Right? Concentrate. And one more thing, friends. When you start on the Buddha's path, higher Dhamma forces are there which are helping you. So never ever think that you are alone. Right? Okay. Right concentration. Right concentration is what? Meditation. In Buddha's teaching, meditation has its importance. It helps to purify our mind and helps to soften our mind. And with the meditation, we get that one pointedness. And through that one pointedness, we can get the wisdom. What wisdom we get? We get the wisdom that everything is impermanent, everything is changing. You cannot get attached to anything. If everything is impermanent and everything is changing, why would one get attached with anyone? Right? Okay. Then right view. Seeing the three marks of existence in everything. Right view is See, generally we are into the wrong view. We think everything is permanent. It will give me pleasure. And we think it will give me happiness. Right view is realizing that it is everything is impermanent. It doesn't have a permanent self. It is all changing. You are changing. Every moment you are changing. And everything is suffering. When you have this right view, then where does craving remain? When I know that this love that I seek in this relationship, right? It's it give this craving that I will have in this relationship that will give me suffering. I stop craving for it. That is right view. So we need to develop the right view. So these are the noble eightfold paths. These are the 8 paths. Now these paths are all interrelated. So you practice one, you'll be practicing others also. And the most fundamental thing is the right mindfulness. So if you bring right mindfulness, you'll be able to practice right speech, you'll be able to practice right action, you'll be able to practice right view, right? So right mindfulness is something that holds all other parts together. Okay? Okay. Okay, then there's one more, right thinking. Right thinking is basically cultivating wholesome thoughts. More and more cultivate wholesome thoughts of compassion and goodwill. Right? Okay. So these are the 8 paths. Now let's come to the 5 precepts. Now these are 8 paths. Now this may seem daunting to you that see this and the noble truths. This is like the core. If you have understood this only now, you have understood a lot about Buddha's teaching, right? At least a starter knowledge you've got. You can just take, turn on the car and you can go wherever you want. And later on, my idea is through this channel and through these sessions is to help you get started. So if you are stuck in suffering and you're not finding a way, get started, right? Get started. And then you will find your way. You'll get many teachers, you'll get many books. And also we have our own daily free sessions every evening, 7 p.m. IST. I have these sessions where we all come together and we meditate for some time. We do some Dhamma reading, right? So you can join there, right? Once you are there, once you are ready, then you can, expand whatever you want to do. Okay. Now, let's make it simple. Buddha said if you want to start as a lay person, so one thing is to become a monk. That also you can do, right? But not everyone can do. Everyone has their limitations, family. If you're a really, really serious person, then for them it's like monkhood is there. If you don't have family responsibilities, so then you can become a monk or nun. You can go in and take the vows and be a monastic. But that is not practicable for 99% of us. So for people like us, what Buddha said, the minimum 5 precepts you follow. What are the minimum 5 precepts? First, no killing. Do not kill or have extreme cruelty towards any human being, animal, insect. Now, I will say, when you talk about killing, don't be into this business of slaughter or anything, right? Slaughter or cruelty towards animals. If you are into that, please get out of it. Second, try to reduce your non-veg intake, right? See, non-veg, definitely there's this debate that meat, whether it's prepared for you, but please understand, if you are eating meat, somewhere you are contributing to some animal killed somewhere. So reduce. If you're eating non-veg, make a plan to reduce it, right? You don't want to be killing. You can feel the pain what the animal undergoes when he gets killed. That contributes to your karma. See, Buddha was clear. He was like saying that, you know, I care for you. I know how you people are creating your karma. And then you only say, oh, I have created so much karma, I have so much suffering. If you create karma, then suffering will follow. So Buddha said, 5 things you don't do because they create the most karma. So no killing. Second, no lying. No lying. Make yourself strong. Because what happens is one lie you say and then another lie happens. And then third lie you have to say to cover it up. Better at the first step itself, be strong. If you momentarily lose something, some gain, that is fine. But I will stop lying. I will say the truth how it is. It can, on a short term, it will impact my relationships, my work, but I will stop lying. This is a very big thing. If you stop lying, your speech gets purified, right? And I have discovered it on a very subtle level. It happens. I'm becoming more mindful of my speech. No, we do so many harmless lies every day. Even a harmless lie, I will not speak. Right? I will try not to speak. Okay. So now these are not like something which you have to do. Like it's not like that. It's a all we aim not to do these things. No stealing. Do not steal anyone's property. Do not eye anyone's wife or do not eye anyone's husband. Do not take credit of someone's work. No stealing. Fourth, no sexual misconduct. Do not ever do any rape, sexual molestation, incest, all these things, adultery. Stay away from these things. Keep, if you are married, stay loyal to your one partner. Right? That is why Buddha placed a lot of importance on this institution of marriage. Right? So because it breaks families. Right? Sexual misconduct breaks families, breaks relationships, breaks the harmony. Right? So no sexual misconduct. Fifth, no drinking. Now, why drinking is now added? It's not there in the Noble Eightfold Path. Now, drinking is added because a lot of people drink, right? It's very common amongst men, especially. Now, what drinking does is it reduces your sense faculties. When it reduces your sense faculties, you become negligent. And there is this risk that you may end up doing one, two, three, four. That's why Buddha said no drinking. No drinking, you can take it as an, though Buddha meant alcohol, but we can take it as an extended meaning in terms of anything which is mind altering, that is drugs, right? Drugs is another thing which alters our, so no drinking, no drugs, right? Okay. So these are the five precepts that we, if we start on the Buddha's path, we start to follow. Okay, now we come on meditation, right? So before meditation, I will give you certain instructions on meditation so that you, this is the easiest, simplest, taught and practiced by Buddha himself, Anapan meditation, breath awareness. What is Anapan? In and out, respiration of the breath. Sati is what? These are Pali words. Sati is mindfulness. So it is mindfulness of breathing. That's the name of this meditation, mindfulness of breathing. The best, most powerful meditation which even a small child can do. So let us first discuss the instructions, then we'll have a 10-minute guided meditation. Right? Okay. You sit comfortably, keeping your spine straight, right? Our spine should be straight. A straight spine helps ensure mindfulness. Then bring your awareness to your breathing. Be aware of the in and out movement of the breath. Keep your awareness on the, gently bring your awareness on the breathing and just be on the in and out breath. Generally, what works for me is that my attention is towards on the abdomen, right? I bring my attention on the abdomen and I just focus it on the in and out of the breath. Right? So just bring your awareness on the breathing and just be aware that in breath, out breath, right? Or you can note it as abdomen rising, falling, rising, falling. That's it. Only awareness. Only awareness. Now, optional is you can keep your attention. It's optional. If you want to keep the attention of belly area, you can't do, or you can keep attention here below the nose, the movement of the in and out breath. Whatever works fine for you. For me, the belly thing works. For me, the nostril thing doesn't work at all. Right? Important, do not change the pattern of the breathing. How the breathing is, just let the pattern be. Now, if the mind gets lost in thoughts, and mind will do that, it will take you into thoughts, feelings, sensations, memories. As soon as the awareness comes, come back on your breath. Do not feel any self pity or guilt. This is how you can like set a timer 15 minutes every day. I will meditate. Right? So this is the instruction. I hope it is clear. If anyone has any question, you can put in the chat. For meditation, if there is any question, I will answer right now. Rest other questions I'll answer at the end. Okay. So we will start with the, we'll continue with the meditation, right? Guided 10 minutes meditation. Let us start. Let me just put a timer. Otherwise, in my own meditation, I will forget what is the time. Just hold on. Let us put a timer of 10 minutes. See, meditation is fun thing. Huh? We make it very kind of boring and everything. It has to be a fun thing. Okay. Okay, if we start, relax yourself, keep your spine straight, close your eyes, or you can keep the eyes half closed and gently bring your awareness on your breathing. And gently be aware of the in and out breathing. When I'm breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. When I'm breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Do not change the pattern of the breathing. Just be aware. If it's a long breath, be aware that it's a long breath. If it's a short breath, be aware that it's a short breath. Full awareness on the breathing. Be like a watchman of your body. Let a single breath come inside or go outside your body without your conscious observation. Keep breathing. Keep your awareness on your breathing. In breath, out breath. Total awareness of the breathing. Keep your awareness on the breathing. Keep noting the in breath and out breath. If the mind gets lost, bring it back to the breathing. If the mind gets lost, bring it back gently to the breathing. Keep breathing. In breath, out breath. Keep your entire focus on your breathing. If any difficult sensations arise in the body, acknowledge them and bring yourself back to your breathing. Be careful not to change the pattern of the breathing. Just breathe as it is. Keep your awareness on your breathing. Keep your awareness on your breathing. Complete awareness on your breathing. The mind gets lost, bring it back on your breathing. Don't go into self pity. Don't go into guilt. Don't judge yourself. Keep yourself on the breathing. In breath, out breath. And now we come to the close of the meditation. Whenever you feel complete, you can open your eyes. You can stretch your body a bit, loosen yourself. So this was Anapan Sati meditation. I hope you found it easy, useful. Yes, the mind goes back to the thoughts and everything. That's the nature of the mind, no? That's what we are trying to kind of change our, this mind's tendency to go into these things, bringing it back on the object of our meditation, which is the breath, right? So it's a very, very easy meditation that anyone can do, right? Okay. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay, so now let's come to the fact how to start on Buddha's path, right? How to start on the path? I'm giving you quick, easy, practical things which you can do to get started. Nothing heavy, right? First thing, commit yourself to following the 5 precepts. Remember, come back to the 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? No killing, no lying, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no drinking. We try to observe these 5 precepts as much as possible in our daily life. That means keep them on the top of our mind, right? So commit yourself to following these 5 precepts. See, Buddha's path is all about action. It's not like worship or something. No, you have to change your ways. So if you habitually you lie, you change. If you're in a job that involves too much of lying, look at how you can change it, right? If you drink alcohol, reduce till you become totally zero alcohol person. Second, start a practice of meditation. Now, the Anapansati meditation that we have practiced, just start with this. 15 minutes morning, 15 minutes evening. Easy? No? Just make an effort. And even if you're not able to do the evening meditation, do the 15-minute morning meditation. It will give you much more calm and peace in the entire day. And you'll find it. As you go about your day, you'll be much more peaceful, right? So try either 15 minutes morning, evening, or do it like 30 minutes morning if you cannot manage in the evening. But try to keep it in the morning, right? So start practicing your meditation, the Anapansati meditation every day. Now, bring more mindfulness in your daily activities. So as we go about in your daily life, generally we are mindless. We just keep running here and there like, dead chickens. What we have to just bring is more mindfulness to your walking. So when you walk, you should know that you're walking. When you should eat, try to be aware that you are eating right now. When you are drinking water, right? I am aware that I am drinking right now. Just that small sense you need to bring into your day-to-day work, right? Okay. Now, join a sangha. What is a sangha? Sangha is a group of spiritual friends who come together and practice together. Now, we have a sangha, which is a Buddha teachings sangha, and we have a WhatsApp group, and we practice together, and we join via Zoom, and the session is also live streamed, right? So, if you want to attend a sangha, see sangha, what it does, it gives more. You get one step higher when you practice with a group. You know, if you get into a like a demotivation loop, the other group members pick you up. That's the power of the sangha. Sangha is like collective energy of a lot of people practicing. So you have a few friends who practice together every day 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So join our group. The link to the group is again given in the link bio is available in the chat. So you can apply to our sangha. Definitely there are a few checks that we do, right? So that only the people who are committed, they join. So if you want to join, it's a free group, free sessions are there, and they are also live streamed. But if you join through Zoom, you get to talk and we get to interact, right? We get to share our learnings, we get to ask questions. So join the Sangha group. It's a free group, right? So you can attend daily live sessions. Whenever you can make it, you can attend those sessions. It's 7 p.m. Indian time. Now, all these links are available in the link bio, which is given in the live stream chat. Linktree, Abhinav Kulecha. You can click on that and you'll be able to find that link. If you have any clarification, something you are not able to find or something, reach out to me on WhatsApp. If you want the copy of this PPT, reach out to me on WhatsApp. I will share it with you. Right? So this is basically I have shared with you how to you can get started. uh, I am here to help you get started, right? So just feel free, If you have any question, anywhere you are stuck, you can WhatsApp me, or you can ask in the daily live sessions that we do, right? And right. So this is, if you have any questions, you can ask. So I think in this group, we don't have any questions right now, right? So I will close the session. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I look forward to you practicing, coming on the Buddha's path and practicing the Buddha's teachings. Thank you so much.